Hello, my name is Scott McDonald, and I teach communication studies, public relations, and persuasion. Now, you may think for a second that, to be a really great persuader, to be a wonderful communicator, your primary job is to be smarter than someone else and to be very eloquent, to know all the right stories and the great vocabulary that will really bring people to your point of view. Not so much. All great communication and all great persuasion starts with the first step, and that is listening. Now, sympathetic listening is ultimately what we're trying to do. You have to understand what someone else's assumptions about your relationship and know something about their ideas on the topic that you're going to be discussing. If you have that, you at least have the beginning of the ability to understand someone else's point of view. Too often we get the idea that our point of view is always going to be correct. Now, my grandparents were from England and from Scotland. And of course, they knew absolutely what the most important things about life were. Their biggest argument was really over fish. How do you cook fish? And what should you eat with fish? That mattered a great deal to them. It was even a bigger discussion in our house than which was better, rugby or soccer. I won't get into that because we all know the answer, right? Right. Now, the purpose of being a good listener is ultimately not to persuade somebody or to trick them, but rather to be sympathetic in your understanding of what they think so that you'll have a foundation upon which you can continue your discussion. Listening, then, is the first step in very good and effective interpersonal communications. I can't say that you aren't going to look at me and think, boy, that guy is really homely, or that he talks kind of funny. If you're from some other place other than the neighborhood that I grew up, it's very likely. We have to therefore be sympathetic to know that other people around us aren't necessarily like us. They have their own point of view. And if we can understand that point of view, then we have the foundation of future communication, the ability to help inform them, and perhaps even come up with arguments that might be persuasive. That's the secret to a really good beginning of human communications.